Hi, this is Kishore and welcome back to Kishorelytics. In this tutorial, we are going to learn something about the vector database. And right after discussing about what is meant with the vector database, we are going to see the demos of how the ChromaDB works and how the Pinecone DB works. And we have discussed something great in this video. So I don't want to take much time of you guys. Let's dive into it. Yes, guys. Today we are going to learn something exciting and very interesting topic in the modern AI generation, right? Modern AI world. It is a very interesting topic, and we are going to learn something about the vector database. So the today's agenda is all about the today's agenda is all about the vector database, and we are going to see about the demo some what are the vector database are available in the markets, and finally we are going to. I don't want to end up with the theoretical, right? So I just planned with an practical. So I just came with an ChromaDB. I just came with an ChromaDB. I just came with an Pinecone. Let's work with the Pinecone database and let's with the what. Let's first of all let's discuss what is meant with the vector database, and finally I'm showing the demo of what is meant with the ChromaDB and what is meant with the Pinecone DB. So likewise, I'm just showing all those things. So first of all, before getting into the vector database, we want to know something about the database, right? So what is meaning the database? So the database is nothing but that we are going to store something data. We are going to something we are store the data. We are going to manage the data, right? So and we are going to retrieve some of the data from the database. That's what the database are available in the market, right? So the database is nothing but that we are going to store something, something like what I can, for example, like hospital records, medical records, whatever it may be. So something we are going to store, right? Something for example in your phone, the mobile contacts is a database. Likewise, something data, right? So we are going to store the data. So we are managing the data contacts, right? So that's also the database. So we are going to retrieve through the search query. We are going to retrieve the database, right? So that's what the database is. So basically, in the normal traditional database, so we have learned about the SQL. I just already published the SQL crash course also. If you are willing to learn of the SQL crash course, please going to learn the SQL crash course. So the main thing about the traditional database, we have discussed more content, more detail about the traditional database in the SQL crash course. So go and learn about the SQL crash course. So now we are in the lang chain vector database, right? So we are going to learn about the vector database. So the traditional database is nothing about all about the rows and the columns. So that we are going to store the data in the rows and columns. That is the traditional database. So what is the traditional database disadvantages? What is the disadvantages of the traditional database, right? So you want to give the exact match. So in your phone, in your search, in your contact, you want to give the exact contact about the Kishorelytics. So that's only you can able to get the Kishorelytics number, right? So that's what we are going to give the exact match only. So that's what the disadvantages of the traditional database. So the second thing is all about the no understanding of the meaning. It just store the database. It doesn't understand. It doesn't understand whatever it may be. It doesn't understand the meanings of the database, right? So that's what the problem with the traditional database. So what is a vector? Vector is nothing but the, so in the vector database, vector, before getting into the vector database, we want to know something about the vectors, right? So vector is nothing about the numerical representation of the meaning. So numerical representation of the meaning is nothing but the, for example, let's take an cat. So the for the cat, so I just want to it with the numerical representation for the cat. So it automatically generates, but for cat, so it is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So it is a numerical representation. So that's what the vector going to be stored, right, in the vector database. So the cat, for the cat, the numerical representation is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Likewise, there are many numerical representations for available. Later, I will show all those things. We are going to build a drag agents also in this video. So stay tuned up to the end of this video. So we want to generate it using, it can be generated using the embedding models. So we are using the Hugging Face embedding models, and there are a lot of embedding models. Pinecone also as having the embedding models, and OpenAI also having the embedding models. Like so I'm just using the open source models. So I'm just using the Hugging Face models, right? So Hugging Face models I'm just using. So these are the contents we are going to discuss, right? So the main agenda of this slide is nothing about the what is meaning vectors. Vector is nothing but the numerical representation of the meanings. So for the cat, the numerical representation is nothing but this. So that's what I'm just going to tell. So what is meaning after knowing about the vectors, we want to know something about the vector database. So what is meaning the vector database? It is storing. It is also going to be stored, but we are going to store search under the vector embeddings. So that's what the main agenda of this vector database. So if you know about the NLP means, you can definitely able to know about the embeddings and like that all. So later we will discuss about the I just plan to create about the NLP tutorial. So later we will discuss about that. At this agenda, it is going to be store the embedding models. It is going to store the vector embeddings. That's what the vector database comes here. So it is nothing. It is focused on the similarity. We are going to search the content based on the similarity. We are like a retriever. Likewise, it has something something content, right? Focus on the similarity. So that's what the vector database comes here. So how the vector database comes? So this is the data. So we want to convert this into the embeddings. What is mean the embeddings is nothing but the numerical representations. So 0.1, 0.43, 0.52 for cat, for dog. There is some embeddings, right? We are going to give this data to the embedding models. The embedding model convert this data into the embeddings, numerical representations. So and that can be stored into the database. And we are going to reply something using the similarity sets. So that's what happens. That what happens in the vector database, right? So that's what happens. So I just come with a normal DB versus a vector DB. So the exact for the normal DB, we want to give the exact meaning, exact such content. So for the vector DB, we want to give the similarity. It gives the similarity sets, right? So we can get the similarity sets based on it. So that's what in. So why the vector DB matters means it can be used in the many chatbots and drag we are going to build and such AI assistants. Likewise for AI, machine learning, LangChain, everything we want to do means you just need to have the vector database. So that's what I'm just come with a vector database tutorial. So the types of vector database, there are lot of vector databases are available in the market. So the open source is nothing but the FIRES. There are having the FIRES. It is a local storage, right? It is a local storage. That's what I'm going to state. It is a there are also having the cloud storage also, like AWS, GCP. Likewise, they are also having. And for the cloud, we are going to discuss about the Pinecone. So for the local storage, we are going to discuss about the ChromaDB. So FIRES also having FIRES is a very better database, but simple database means nothing but the ChromaDB. So FIRES is also having. So for this, I'm just having the Wavelet. So likewise, there are lot of database goes up with an internet. There are lot of database are coming and daily. So I just come with an open source, right? So open source is nothing but the word ChromaDB I just told, right? FIRES and Mailverse, Wavelet is also an open source database, but it's going to be stored in the cloud. So managed vector database is the cloud, right? So Pinecone, Quadrant, Azure Search is also having the cloud. These are going to be stored in the cloud. So for Pinecone, we are going to be for free versions. We are going to be store one data and I think after 7 days the vectors are also be deleted. So for this expiry date is 7 days only, right? So that's what I'm just coming on. So we are going to discuss about the ChromaDB and Pinecone. So now let's dive into it. Yes, guys, I just come with an open my terminal. I just put the code dot full stop. I just open my directory, right? So I just before getting anything, before we want to learning anything, so we want to we want to create the environment, right? So how to create the environment? We have discussed a lot of times. I just created the environment named as the vector. So I just activated my environment. So for this, so first of all, let's discuss about the ChromaDB. Later we will discuss about the Pinecone DB. So for this ChromaDB, it is a local storage, right? So it is a local storage. I'm just importing the import OS. So we want to get the environment key. So likewise, I'm just get the environment key. This is my environment key. I just get later after this session. So try to get this Grok API key. Already we have created a lot of API keys. So just copy this API key also. So I just imported these are the importing things from .env for loading the environment file. I just want to load this load.env. I'm just want the from LangChain Grok input. I just want to import the chat Grok. We are using the chat Grok model, so I'm just importing the LangChain. So for the LangChain community, I'm just importing the Hugging Face embedding models. So right, this is the open source embedding models that have been available in the Hugging Face embedding, Hugging Face, right? So I'm just importing the Hugging Face from LangChain community.embeddings import Hugging Face embeddings. I'm just importing the vectors LangChain community vector stores import. I'm just importing the Chroma. So these are things are available. So and again the second thing is nothing but the LangChain core documents import. I just want to import the documents. We are going to lead the document, right? So that's what I'm just importing the star. And we are to give the prompts to the LLM. So I just get the chat prompt template. So I'm just getting with the runnables. So we want to create the chains. So that's I'm just importing the from LangChain core runnables. I'm just passing the runnables pass through. So after all doing all those things, I'm just importing the load.tnv. So we are getting the env file. I'm just getting the grok API. These are these lines as available here. So I just want to initialize the chat grok model, right? So LLM is equal to chat grok. So grok API, I'm just using this llama 3.1. Use this exact model. So if you use any Mistral model, also this can be available. But I'm just using the llama 3.1. It is a very and fast API fast model. So I just converting this into an embedding model. So I'm just want to initialize the embedding model, right? So again phase model name, I'm just giving the sentence transformer all mini LM6 v2 model. I'm just importing. So after doing all those things, these are the documents. So I don't want to import the PDF documents. I just want to get the RAG. I already built the RAG agent, right? So I just importing the documents. So documents is equal to these are the documents. A engineer works on the machine learning and deep learning models, and front end in developers. Likewise, it have some contents, right? So now the main agenda vector stores comes here. The vector store is equal to groma from documents. I just importing the documents and just converting these documents into the embeddings using the embedding model. And after this, I'm just storing with the persistent directory. It makes the directory as a ChromaDB. So likewise, it is going to be get. So we have converted this, right? It is has been stored. So after doing all those things, I just convert this. So the retriever is nothing but the retriever vector stores as retriever. Set squax is equal to k is equal to 2. So based on we are retrieving the sim based on a similarity set, right? Top two sets, right? So that's what it comes here. So again, I just came the now we have built, right? So let me get into it. We have built the RAG agent, right? So this is to be considered as the RAG agent. So we have the model and we have given the model to the embedding model. Embedding, this is data I just having like a engineer something, some documents I just having, I just give this data to the embedding models, right? So this to be converted into the vectors numerical representation, and these vectors has to be stored in the ChromaDB. This is a local storage DB, right? So from this DB I was getting the from using the retriever document, I just imported something, right? So after I retrieving these things, I just give this retriever some context. It can have some context, top two result, right? So I just gave this context into the LLM. So that's what happens here, and LLM gives the output. This is the RAG agent, right? This is the basic implementation of the RAG agent, right? So that's what you are the AI agent. Answer the questions using the correct context below. I'm just giving this chain. So again, we are building the chains, right? Context retriever, questions runnable pass through. I'm just using. So these are lang chains. If you learn about the lang chain means you definitely learn about the runnable pass through. So it is like giving all those things. What are the inputs? And that is going to be given as the output, right? So that was the questions. So prompt, I'm just giving to the LLM. So that's what. So I'm just having now. I'm just asking the questions. Which role is related to the machine learning? So I'm just giving this question to the question to the LLM. So I'm just asking to the LLMs and just print the query. So that's what happens here. So nothing much, nothing big thing has happened. So I just run this Python demo ChromaDB. So wait for a few minutes, guys. So it will run. So let's discuss about the Pinecone later. So now let's discuss about the Pinecone. So again we are going to use a Pinecone. So from Pinecone I'm just importing the Pinecone. From we are using the chat grok model. These are the import model. So for Pinecone we want to import some, we want to do something. It's a local storage, right? So we want to do something. So just go into the Pinecone. This is the quick dashboard. I just create a login, just create an account. So I just created the one index, right? I already I just tested with this index. So just create one index and just create copy this Pinecone. Copy this API key and just come with an environmental file. So just paste this Pinecone API key and environmental file and job demo. You just create the vectors, right? So that's what happens here. So these are things. I just getting the API key. I just getting the grok API key also. I'm just naming its index name is equal to vector. So likewise, I'm just having. So I'm just initializing the Pinecone, right? So Pinecone API key. I'm just initializing Pinecone as its own embedding models. That's what I'm just telling from beginning itself, right? So query response is equal to index query dot top two search results. I just want to include the metadata. I just want metadata is nothing but the So something related to the context, right? So I think the ChromaDB answers well. The job role related to the machine learning is a AI engineer. It is done very well. It is giving, right? Which role is related to the machine learning? It is given to the machine learning. So we are get the output in the ChromaDB. So now let's discuss about the Pinecone. So likewise, it is giving query response. We are going to query the response, and we are going to join the response and giving to the we have the context here. So that's what happens here. And at this context, I'm just giving to the LLM. So you are the instant that just give the LLMs, right? So that's what happens here. So again, demo underscore pinecone dot py. So before that, I just want to put the Python, right? Okay, just press the enter. So wait for a few minutes, guys. It will be run. So that's what happens here. I just quickly, why I just quickly go through means it is already explained in the ChromaDB, right? So here the main agenda is nothing but the API key, how to call the API key and how to get the initializing the API key. So that's what happens here. So wait for a few minutes. I just came back after this results. Yes guys, it is working. And now when I run this Python demo Pinecone, right, final answer, there are several jobs related to the machine learning. Some of the most common ones are like yes, it is creating some context and getting some context and giving the final answer, right? These are the few examples, like 7 examples it is giving, right? So this what happens here. And I think I explained the demo ChromaDB and Pinecone DB very well. So let's meet in the next Tuesday. Until this Tuesday, next Tuesday, this is Kishore signing off from the Kishorelytics. Tata, bye bye.